chest day using mechanical drop sets. Let's get into it. What's going on, guys? Larry here. Check it out. Not a lot of time today. Woke up a little bit late. So in here, and it's the last push workout before Ramadan this weekend. And I was thinking to myself, what can I do to really push a lot of blood in the muscle? And the first words that came into my mind was mechanical drop sets. I don't use these often because I don't train with a partner. But if you do have somebody that you trust in the gym, these are a great way to get in a lot of volume without a ton of sets. A good way to pump the muscle up full of blood. So I'm going to show you that, and then just some single arm movements just to give you a variation to train your chest with, because overuse injuries are real. Injuries do come from that. So understand that when you're bodybuilding, you have a variety of movements that you can choose from. You're not locked in like weightlifting or powerlifting. You have a lot of variety that you can choose from, and then variety is the spice of life in some regards. So there you go. So let's dive into it. Let's have some fun, and let's get this last push day in before Ramadan. Okay, flies are going to be the warm-up for the chest work that is to come. Now, keep in mind, I don't recommend going very low rep on these movements right here to kick things off. For the mechanical drop set, I recommend double-digit warm-up sets, and even your work sets should be in the double digits. So you want to make sure that your chest is good and lubed up, because you're doing a lot of reps in consecutive fashion, back to back to back to back, when you are doing these mechanical drop sets. So again, double-digit reps. Make sure you're getting in some good weight, and make sure you're stretching and squeezing all the way. Again, we want to go into these relatively fresh, so no need to go to failure. Now here I am warming up with I think it was the 60s for this movement. Now I did 20 reps total, 10 here and then 10 at a lower position. This started out a little bit too high for me. I wasn't the biggest fan of this position, so with that being said, I dropped down to the next position up under that. It just felt really good on my chest. So that's the thing. Don't start at too high of an incline where you will waste energy trying to balance it out. Keep in mind, each of those positions, all of those together counted as one set. I did do another, but the first one was so sloppy, I just decided that that one was worthy of being filmed. So there you go. That's how I'm going to do things today. Followed up with some single arm Arsenal strength presses. Instead of doing it with a dumbbell, I just anchored my other arm. And as you can see here, I'm anchoring the left arm, and I'm just pressing forward. The main thing that you want to keep in mind with something like this, or even if you are doing it with a dumbbell, is to not let the side that you're pressing, don't let that kind of roll you off the bench. You see, is going to cause, for one, an increased risk of injury, but also number two, it's just a bad habit to get into. You want to make sure that you're good and stable on the bench, and you want to make sure that you are coming from a position of power when you're pressing. I think that's a thing that a lot of people aren't understanding, is that even when they are doing chest for hypertrophy purposes, you still want to come from a position of power, and rolling your side off of a bench is not something that you want to do. So make sure that when you're doing these movements, you're coming from a position of power. As you can see, I'm touching my chest all the way through the movement because I want that mind muscle connection. And again, pressing from a spot of power, this is helping me keep my back on the bench and not rolling that side off when it comes down into the eccentric portion of the movement. So always keep that in mind when you're doing single arm movements on the bench. In a weird way, to finish off the chest section of this workout is by incline hammer press. So nothing really fancy here, just a full extension. The one hack that I want people to understand is that this does provide a nice little stretch if you let it. So don't be afraid of that stretch at the bottom and in the mid-range of the movement. Get a good stretch. Make sure you press up very hard, powerful, and make sure you get a full range of motion. So with that being said, guys, I'm up out of here. Hope this content came to you at a good spot. I hope this came to you and answered some questions as well. So until then, next time, guys, I'm going to holler at you. Y'all have a great evening, a safe evening, and I wish you all a good week. We'll talk to you soon.